family goes, oh, na, na, na. Oh, na, na, na. Come kick it. Come kick it with the Casey's. All that love and all those babies. C-A-S-C-Y. Welcome to the lives. Welcome. C-A-S-C-Y. DJ Envy and Gia, oh, oh. It's time to kick it with the Casey's. You're tuned into the Casey crew.
What up, y'all? It's DJ Envy.
And I am Gia Casey.
And this is another edition of the KC Crew.
Welcome. Hello, 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 beautiful people.
Hopefully you guys are doing well. This week has been a crazy week for us. We don't have a name of the podcast yet. Usually we get a name when we go through the podcast, but I think this podcast should be either out of both ends or from the rooter to the tutor. Then you think it's sexual. It has nothing to do with sex. See, that's your little kinky ass. I'm talking about where it came out of. This week has been a sick week for the whole family.
Oh, okay.
And how one kid took out the whole family and friends. And that one kid,
No lies.
her name is Peyton. Now, Peyton is the sixth child, is the last child, and she's not like any of the other children. She's the COVID baby, meaning COVID babies are just built differently, right? No respect. She doesn't listen. She does what she wants to do, how she wants to do it.
I feel like you're projecting.
I am.
Because that's how she is to you. That she is not that way to me. She is the sweetest little baby.
She's that with you, with me, with Benz, with Irma, with my mother, with my father, with Esther, with her siblings, with everybody. She's like that.
Is she like that with me?
No.
She's not like, she's the sweetest little baby with me.
But I don't know what you did to her, but.
I had her. I made her.
Yeah?
Yeah. I gave her life.
Have you looked at her? I made her.
Touche.
Yeah, okay. But anyway, so after taping the podcast last week, we usually tape on Monday. And because of last week, everything that was going on, it came out a day later than it was supposed to come out. But we picked up Peyton from school because Peyton was a little sick. She threw up. She was having tummy aches, and she threw up all through the night. We thought maybe she just was a little sick, maybe a little, who knows. But it was what it was. Didn't really think much about it. Then the next day, Brooklyn got sick. We had to pick her up from school.
And then we had to pick her up from school.
Next day, London got sick. Same thing.
We had to pick her up from dinner.
Throwing up, stomach aches, diarrhea, all that. Cool. So my beautiful wife and I decided to go out. We went out that night. We got back at about 11 o'clock and London is sick. She's in our bedroom. And then all of a sudden, I start getting. Now, when I start getting.
But you know what triggered you though, right?
Yes.
So we have a big bed. And at the end of our bed, there's a platform. And I made it that way so that when we want to have like massive sleepovers, like all the kids.
Not kinky, just like family, like our kids. Like,
and I always think sexual?
No, you said massive sleepovers. Like that just sounded crazy. You don't have massive sleepovers. I feel like
you're like very Diddy affected right now.
Yeah,
that's not what I was getting at.
We don't have massive sleepovers.
No.
Our kids sleeping with us in the room.
No,
go ahead.
Our children.
There you go.
Even including
massive
the big ones.
That's
like everybody comes and sleeps over and there's like a huge, I don't know, like maybe 6-7 foot platform at the end of our bed. So they all get their blankets and their pillows and they all pile into that. So London, I invited her to sleep in our room because she was sick. And I knew that she might throw up throughout the night because the other kids did. So I said, you know what? Let me put a bucket at the end of the platform. Mind you, I have like an off-white, silver, like cream rug. So I put a bucket at the end of the platform and a towel. So 2 towels, I doubled it up and I folded it and I put it on the floor and I said, listen, if you have to go and you can't make it to the bathroom, it goes either in this bucket or on this towel. And she was like, got it, Mom. So she woke up in the middle of the night and she was like, Mom, I don't feel mad. And it just gave it all up. Thank God I gave the option of the bucket and the towel. I created like more surface area of coverage because it went all over the towel. Didn't affect the bed, didn't affect the carpet. Everything was good. But Rashawn woke up when he heard her do that.
Now, let me tell you, Gia is allergic to throw up, right? Gia does not do throw up. If kids throw up or anything crazy, I always clean it up. I don't care. They're my kids. I have no problem.
He's the throw up and the doo-doo dad.
I don't care. They're my kids, right? So let me tell you, let me rewind a little bit. So before that, Gia and I tell you, we're out in the city. We were at an event and my wife wanted some nice food, a good dinner, but I wasn't feeling well. So my wife said, you know what? let's just thug it out. Let's take it back to 94. Let's get McDonald's on the way home. Right?
I did.
So we did. We got a number 2. I got a number 2. She got a Big Mac meal, right? Reason I tell you that is because I remember when number 2s were $3.24. $2.99. Then $3.24 with tax. So I got my meal, which was $9 for 2 cheeseburgers, fries, and a Coke. Gia got hers. I ate 1 cheeseburger. I ate all the fries, and I had my soda. Only 1 cheeseburger, right? Cool. After I heard, I said, uh-oh, my stomach's feeling good. So now I'm trying to will it down. I'm like, I'm not going to throw up. I'm not. It's not going to happen to me. From 11 p.m. to 4 a.m., I was throwing up and diarrhea violently. Like, violent. Like it was to the point where nothing else could come out, and I was still throwing up. I actually slept on the toilet. No lie. Like, had to be, if you follow the podcast, you know how I am about work. This was the second time in 16 years that I ever missed a day of work on air on Power 105. Second time. I could not get over.
I don't even remember the first time. I don't remember you ever calling in sick.
I did before one other time. And I think it was, I don't remember what it was, but I think it was maybe one of the kids was sick but anyway. The second time, I could not keep nothing down. Like, it was horrible. My stomach was turning. My stomach was grinding. It was bad. This was the worst feeling that I've ever felt. Like, it was to the point where my throat was swollen because I was throwing up so much.
He told me that he thought that he burned away like a layer of skin.
Mm-hmm.
There was like a flap inside his throat because of it.
Yeah, so it was that nasty.
Yeah.
Then the next day, Jackson got it. Jackson was beat up.
Jackson walked into the room like, Mom, I don't feel good.
Yeah, so
I was like, you think you got to give it up? He was like, yeah. I was like, let's run to the bathroom together.
So for 2 days, the whole family, right? 2 days, the whole family. So Madison had to do something. So she had LJ here doing her hair. I walked downstairs because Gia had something to do and I had to take care of something outside. LJ sees me and says, you look like shit. I said, I feel like shit. She goes, what happened? I was like, I don't know, but I keep throwing up and going to the bathroom. It just so happens 2 hours later, Mercedes had an appointment with LJ. Me and Mercedes haven't spoke. Mind you, it's still 8 a.m. Mercedes has no idea that I'm praying to the white porcelain god and that I'm laying on the toilet. LJ sees Mercedes and was like, what's wrong with you? She was like, I think it's food poisoning. LJ goes, no, I just seen your boss and your boss looks the same way. You have to leave. Mercedes was on the toilet for 24 hours straight.
No, more than that.
More than that?
She's laying on the floor right there. She's still ill. And that was 3 days ago.
Right. To the point where Mercedes hasn't even eaten solid foods yet. She was on the toilet for like a day, like
she said all that she's had in 3 days, and if you know Mercedes, you know how significant this statement is. All she's had was a slice of toast, a banana. What else? That was it, right?
She had some soup today.
No, today did you have chicken soup today? Wait, but before that, a slice of toast, a banana, and what else? There was one.
And a smoothie.
Oh, and a smoothie.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's how bad it took us down, right? So she was out of commission. I told you we have something special happening for you guys on Halloween. S-Dot comes to finish recording and doing everything. He's in the toilet. He's messed up.
What did he say? Yo, fam, I've been doodling all day.
Wait, no, make it worse. This is just TMI.
It is. And by the way, I hate that word.
No.
I hate the word D-O-D-O.
No.
And he knows I hate it. And he uses it all the time.
No, this is worse. This is where I have to tell you this. He goes, yo, fam, I doodled on myself in the car.
Even worse.
I had to throw my underwear away.
No, I had to throw my underwear out the window. But thank God I always travel with dude wipes. You got to get them because they biodegradable.
Dude wipes.
You could flush them down the toilet.
Whatever.
Because I offered him, because he came here to work with me. He came here to edit. So I was like, do you need baby wipes? He's like, nah, I still got my dude wipes in the car.
So he got his dude wipes. He told me, son, you got to get some dude wipes. Whatever. So that was that. So now.
The next Casey Crew podcast sponsored by
Dude Wipes. Right? So now I'm waiting for Gia to get it. Gia starts to get it.
Yo, I thought that me and Irma dodged the bullet.
You, Irma, and Madison.
Well, I knew Madison was going to dodge the bullet because one thing about Madison, she might even be she might even be borderline hypochondriac because the way that she fears illness, it's a serious thing. Like we laugh and joke about it, but she fears illness. When I tell you that she is terrified of throwing up, like it frightens her. Whatever she's endured in the past, for her, it's a very, very significant thing. So when Andrew gets sick, she bans him to the guest room. Like she can't see him for like 3 days until he is well. Like he is quarantined in our house. So she stayed away from everybody. She almost didn't even want to talk to me on the phone. It was that bad. She's like, I don't know how this thing is traveling.
She wouldn't come downstairs. Madison was like, so Madison was the only one that didn't get sick.
Yeah.
So Gia started getting it, right?
Where were we? We were somewhere, and then on the way home, I started getting sick. We went to a haunted house.
Went to a haunted house. Blood Manor. Salute to Blood Manor.
Yeah, salute to Blood Manor in the city.
So Gia's stomach started bubbling.
Yeah, on the way home. But I thought what was happening to me was what Madison said was happening to her. Because she told me, she's like, I think that I'm getting phantom illnesses. I said, what do you mean? She's like, it's like when you're scared of getting sick or people around you start getting sick. So you almost create the sense of feeling sick within yourself. It's like a mind bleed. I said, really? I was like, that happened? She was like, yeah. So now we're on the way home. I started feeling ill, but I already convinced myself that I was going to dodge that bullet. And I said to Rashawn, I was like, I don't know if I'm having this phantom illness thing, but I'm starting to feel a little nauseous. He's like, what does it feel like? I said, it's feeling like car sickness, but I feel like I might have to give it up. And when we got home, I was just in the bed and I felt bad, like just bad. Like he came, he rubbed my back, he took care of me. And I slept leaning against my headboard just so that I wouldn't throw up. And I kept willing it down. But then I wound up having diarrhea.
Yeah, it came out the tutor. I didn't think she was going to say that because Gia's so proper. I was like, Gia's not going to say it, but I was going to say I was ready. I was ready to say it came out the tutor. But Gia came out the tutor, right? So boom, Gia was sick. She didn't throw up.
Thank God.
Then
Irma,
last one to get it. Irma was leaving on her day off. She had to leave early because Irma was running back and forth to that bathroom, that toilet. She just told me
she was throwing up in the car.
She told me she had it in a bag.
On the way home, that she missed her exit and she had to go through the toll, but it was only 80 cents. She was like, I don't know why I had no money on me.
No, she said she had no change.
Oh, that's right.
She didn't have no
because it's the one where you have to throw the money in the little bucket thing that counts
or the Easy Pass. But remember, Irma was gone for a couple of weeks, so I took the Easy Pass out of her car, put it in another car, so she didn't have Easy Pass.
He forgot to put it back, so she didn't have the 80 cents, and she didn't want to go through it because you get like a $30 ticket if you go through like with the fines and all that stuff. So she's sitting there like, what do? I don't have any change. So someone from the next lane was kind enough to give her 80 cents. So then she was like, all that because I was throwing up while I was driving. So then she spent the whole day in bed. So we were all done for.
That stomach virus took us all out.
It was bad. It was bad.
It took us all out.
It was bad. My kids missed school for days. Yeah. It was terrible.
Yeah, it was bad. It really beat us up. But that's the reason why right now I still feel a little queasy. Like,
do you?
I just took a Tums.
Did you really?
I did.
You still feel a little something?
Burping all the time. Yeah, it's still a little off. So that was how one kid took out the whole family. Another thing before we get into the podcast, I want to say, we had a great episode of Man Spec last week, and I want to say thank you guys because 98% of you guys said I was right. And sometimes you just need that because she didn't think she was right. But when 98.9% said I was right, I say thank you guys because you obviously see the truth. But I want to say...
Hold on. That's not true. I said that I was wrong.
Oh, boy.
That is why I apologize. I apologized to you when it happened. I apologized again on the podcast. I made it very clear that I knew that I was wrong and that I was sorry for it. The only thing I was trying to get you to understand was that I didn't do it intentionally. There was no malice.
Why can't you just let it go? 98% people said you were wrong.
I agree with them. Okay. That's why I apologize. So
let it go.
I'm reading the comments.
Women just can't stop. Women just can't stop.
And I'm like, where was the disconnect? I apologize.
Women just can't stop.
I knew that I was wrong.
I was wrong. Just say I was wrong.
I just said it 2 more times. Okay. You see what I'm saying? Do you understand my plight?
Now, I mean, I'm just telling you. I'm just telling people.
You're just gonna revel in this, right? You're just gonna put on your swim trunks. You're gonna dive in, right?
Telling people facts. So, 98% of you guys said Gia was wrong, and I appreciate that. But let me just tell you.
I read every last one of you traitors.
So now let me tell you how. Right now, me and my daughter don't speak.
Oh my gosh!
And I'm gonna tell you why. So when you talk about man spec,
I can't believe how you spoke to her. You were so foul.
man spec is this whole house, and not just gear. No, there's no man spec. So let me just break something down. I would say probably in 2005, I bought a Gucci jacket. Right?
Yeah, definitely 2005.
2005, I bought a Gucci jacket, saved up all my money to buy this jacket that they don't make
He did not
anymore.
save up all his money. It's always extra sauce for him. You just bought the damn jacket.
Can I tell a story?
It's always lies and exaggerations. He wants to tug on your heartstrings. He didn't save nothing. He went to the store and bought it.
I was just graduated from college recently, and I saved up all my money to buy this.
He graduated from college 4 years prior.
This leather suede Gucci jacket that they don't make anymore. Vintage. Like, if you see the jacket, you're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. They don't even make it anymore. It's that.
Is it that amazing?
It is. I think so.
Is that amazing? Oh, okay.
But like this, right now, that jacket probably be $10,000. Am I lying? Right now?
I couldn't tell you. I don't know.
Probably $10,000, maybe more, right? But this is my jacket to the point where, you know, when we used to wear big things, I probably bought it like a double XL. It was that big, right? But I've been looking at it because I'm like, I got to get a tailor to slim it down because it's a dope black jacket. So now I'm walking downstairs. When you walk in our garage, there's like a bench on the side where the kids sometimes put their book bags, they put their clothes, they put their jackets, they put their stuff. Also, that's where Peyton likes to play sometimes. So I look over there and I see Peyton playing like she always is. And Peyton is ready for the Halloween, so she's playing trick or treat. And she's on the bench and I'm looking like, oh, look at little Patty Pooh playing trick or treat with her little candy and toys. And I look, and there is that jacket. And Peyton is trick-or-treating on it. Not only is she trick-or-treating, she's crip walking on it. Peyton is crip walking on my Gucci jacket. So I'm like, whoa. I'm like, that motherfuckers just don't respect me, huh? So I called Kia. I said, yo, you took my black leather jacket, yo? She's like, no.
Well, I would never take, come on now. Why would I take that jacket?
Why would you take my white Air Force Ones that say Rockefeller on it? But Exactly. Boom. So she goes, Gia sounded scared as a motherfucker. Wasn't me. I swear. Wasn't me. You better call Madison. Snitched on Madison immediately. Immediately. There was no like.
Y'all see what I went through last week, right? Y'all have snitched?
Snitched on Madison immediately. So I called Madison. I'm like, yo, what's up? Like, hey, what's up, Pop? I'm like, yo, I see a Gucci leather jacket here. She was like, huh? I said, there is a Gucci leather jacket sitting here. Did you take my jacket? Oh yeah, my bad. I said, my bad. I said, so you walk in my motherfucking closet and take my shit? Don't ask me, can you take my shit? And then when you take my shit, you just gonna leave my shit here and have your daughter play me and have your sister playing crip walking and trick or treating on my jacket? You think that's cool? You think that's all right? Sorry, Dad. No. Don't sorry me. This is enough. Enough is enough.
Now, there's no sauce on this. This is exactly what he said.
Wild on her. Don't take my shit. Now, I need you. I don't care if you scared to get sick or not. You better bring your scared ass down here. You come down these stairs, you get this jacket and put it back where you found it.
Walk through all these germs.
That's right. Walk through all these germs down it. Because there is no man spec. And she did that. And she went downstairs and, sorry, Dad, and went up there. Don't take my shit.
So I'm laying in the bed and she walks past me with a hanger and the jacket, right? And I was like, so you got it this time, huh? And she was like, yeah. And she kind of halfway smiled, like it was a little funny. And I was like, I'm kind of surprised that you're not like terrified. Daddy just like cursed you out. Like usually your eyes would be all watery and you'd be walking hunched over all sad. And she was like, yeah, no, I didn't take it that way this time. I said, why? She's like, because I knew that he only acted that way because you ruined those Air Force Ones. So I feel like this was just like residual anger that kind of spilled out onto me. I didn't really feel like it was really directed towards me per se. I was like, but no lie though. You get where I was coming from, right? She's like, of course I get where you're coming from. He never complains when you borrow his stuff. It's just that those were a special pair of Air Force Ones that you didn't recognize. So he wilded out. She's like, I'm with you. I feel it. But we just need to ask from now on. I was like, yes, we just need. I was like, so are you sorry? She was like, I mean, you can call it that. The point is, we all feel the same way. And it's because that's what you've led with. You've led with, I don't really care about my stuff. You can borrow my stuff, take whatever. It's just that within 1 week, it was two special things, you know?
There's a picture of Oscar de la Hoya. He's out, and you can tell he's a little kinky. He's wearing like high heels and fishnets and things like. It's just like he was out and about. The reason I'm
You
saying,
made it sound like being out and about with high heels and fishnets
No,
is
he was-
normal.
I guess-
I need context.
he was with a girl, and I guess they was joking around, and he wore fishnets and high heels. I don't know. Whatever he likes is he likes.
Okay.
Well, y'all gonna come home and y'all gonna see me like that wearing your shit, and I'm gonna have
Laid in the bed.
I'm gonna have your birthday on, her shoes on. I'm gonna have all your clothes on that you love, and I want y'all to just look at me.
My Wilford tights and some
All
bonbons.
all that shit on your
in the bed.
favorite shit on, and I want you to be like, damn, this got my shit on.
Listen, I did it once and I apologize. Why all the anger?
Okay. All right. Well, let's get to something I want to talk about this week, right? I want to talk about kids in a relationship. Dating somebody with kids. A lot of people date people with kids. And when that happens, when do you allow for the person that you're dating to be able to correct your kids? To, if your kids is doing something wrong, to make sure that, if they yell or pop or anything with your kids, when can people get to that point? Because kids are disrespectful.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Well,
I'm just processing that.
because think about it. You're dating somebody, right? Especially for men, right? You're dating somebody and the woman has kids. A lot of times in most relationships, you got to agree that women will have the kids a majority of the time, right?
She'll have her kids
Her kids
a majority of the time.
Right. So there really is no father figure there all the time. So boys need father figures or girls need father figures, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now when you're dating somebody, when do you allow somebody to say, okay, I'm going to let you, discipline my children? When does that happen? Does that happen? Because we all know when you're dating somebody, kids can affect how you feel about somebody, right? Because I'm thinking about it right now. If me and you weren't together and I was dating a girl and Peyton was the baby, she probably would never come back.
Peyton, you gotta stop talking about my baby like that.
I blame Peyton for something last week too, and I'll tell you about that in a little bit.
What'd you blame her for?
Throwing Brooklyn's phone out the window, but we'll talk about that.
Oh, okay.
I definitely blame Peyton for that. I had a big conversation with her. I'm like, yo, why'd you throw that? She's like, I didn't throw it. I said, yes, you did. I seen you throw it. She's like, I did not throw it.
Cameras in the car.
I was like, I got cameras in the car. She's like, I did not throw it, Dad. I said, I seen you throw it. She's like, I did not throw it. And she didn't throw it, but I'll explain that later.
Today on this podcast?
Yeah, I'll explain it later.
Okay.
But, when do you get to that feeling? And as a parent, do you allow your significant other or your boyfriend or girlfriend to discipline your child?
When you say discipline, what are you referring to?
All of the above.
Okay.
Yelling, popping, putting in a corner, putting on timeout. If you think popping is a thing, screaming at, whatever it may be. Do you allow that to happen or no?
Okay. If I'm with somebody, I would have to be with them for a particular period of time before I would introduce them to my child.
Okay.
And the reason for that is, I'm so sorry, guys. I thought my phone was turned off. Hey, Ing. I'll call you later. I would have to be with somebody for a particular period of time before I would introduce them to my child.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason for that is, and that period of time, I would say, would probably be teetering on about a year.
Okay.
And I don't think that it needs to be that for everyone. That's the conclusion that I come to just based on what I've seen around me. A lot of the times, it takes about a year-ish, give or take, for you to really be able to come to a conclusion regarding who a person generally is. Because when you meet a person, 9 times out of 10, you meet their representative. You meet that person that if they want to be with you, they're going to put their best foot forward. You are going to see sunshine and rainbows. You're going to 9 times out of 10 have a polite individual, a respectful individual, maybe a faithful individual, someone that puts you first and is in that realm of still trying to impress you because they want to get you. And then as time goes on, when people feel a little bit more comfortable, the real them starts to creep in. And the real them is what can be a little scary. Then you get to see how they are when they're angry. Now they don't have as much skin in the game regarding masking who they really are, because now they're comfortable with you. Mm-hmm. Now they're probably starting to see a future with you. So now they let their hair down, they start to relax, and now you're going to get a a nice lens into what they're really made of. So you get to see how they are when they're angry. You get to maybe go to their apartment and things may not be as neat and tidy anymore. They may not cook for you anymore. They may not take you out on nice dates anymore. You get to see that. So when you figure out who a person really is, whether they're a really good individual, when all of those things start to seep through the cracks, then you feel like, all right, I know whether this is a person I might have a future with or not. So right around that time when you've made that decision and you realize like this is a person that I kind of want to cross the finish line with, maybe around that time is when you should think about introducing them to your child or children. If you've gotten that far with somebody, then I think that's kind of given, or at least it should be, that you have a certain amount of respect for them in their decision making. And if your child is being rude, disrespectful, has bad behavior, is misbehaving in a particular instance, I don't think that it's far-fetched that that person that you love, that you respect, that you trust would be able to discipline them in those instances. And by discipline, I mean correct them. And that person would have to be on the same page as me with what discipline looks like. There's certain language that I do not use with my young children, period. Someone said something crazy in front of my kid yesterday. And it's something that a person might normally say.
What is that?
I'm not going to say it. But I'm not going to say it. You want me to say it? You think I should say that?
What is that?
You're going to get all types of hate comments if I say that.
Oh, I know. I know what he probably said, but go ahead.
I'm not going to say that.
I know what he probably said.
You think I should repeat that?
No.
Okay.
Now, mind you, I don't even know what he said because I wasn't there, but I know S. Dot, so I know what he said.
Okay. So he said something that is typical speech for most people.
Especially Jamaicans.
You know? Especially Jamaicans.
Yep, I know exactly what he said. So now you guys know what he said.
And S. Dot is Jamaican.
Right.
That I was like, oh, I can't believe you just said that. And he said, what? What? I said, well, you just said. He's like, what's wrong with that? I meant that. What just happened was very much that. I said, I do not speak like that in front of my children. Never, ever. I do not want them exposed to that language. Number one, I do not want them exposed to that language in that connotation. Like, are you kidding me? Imagine if my child goes out of this house and repeats that. That's wild. Do not ever again do that. And I wasn't angry with him or anything, but I didn't like it, you know? So you get to, at some point, trust who a person is, because at that point, let's just say you've vetted them. But I would have to know that what discipline looks like to them is the same as what discipline looks like to me. And we would have to have those conversations. You can't speak to my child anyway. It has to jive with the way that I speak to my child. You're never, ever, ever going to put your hands on my child. So we're going to get that out of the way. So if it's a matter of disciplining them by conversation, by talk of consequences, and I know that we're on the same page, then at that point, I'm okay with that. But you're never going to put your hand on my child. Aside from that's not the way that I parent, let's say it's a way that you parent, you know? And for the record, I'm not against all forms of physical, like I believe in a good little pop here and there. You know what I mean? Like sometimes a kid might need a little pop on the butt or a little pop on the back of the hand. I don't see anything wrong with that. But when it comes to someone that is newly brought into your life, let's say around a year or so, I wouldn't allow that, because when that child has to go back to his father and say, hey, Derek popped me on the back of my hand on Saturday, then Derek and Pappy might have a problem, right? Because Pappy is going to be like, why is another man putting his hand on my child? Hey, mom, that's for you to discipline. Now, that's just another problem that you don't need. And it's not necessary, because there are other ways that you can effectively discipline your child. So that's how I feel about it.
I agree. I didn't look at it like that, but I do agree. And the reason I said I didn't look at it like that is because when you enter into another household, right? Usually you have a son or daughter, a lot of times that don't respect the other person that comes into that household. Why? Because they want their mom, or they want their dad, or they want their mom and dad to be in that house. So they're going to be a little snot, right? They're going to be a little dick. And sometimes it takes a dick to be the dick, meaning I'm not going to respect you until I'm scared the shit out of you. And you're like, you know what? This guy ain't playing. This woman ain't playing. I got to respect her. And sometimes the mom can't make a son respect another man. Sometimes the father can't make that daughter respect another woman. And it has to be seen a different way. I made the bad mistake of popping somebody outside of our family, outside of my kids one time. And that was your niece and nephew, right? We were watching.
Niece and nephew?
Yeah, both of them.
You popped both of them?
Sure did.
Was I there?
Yeah, he was there. He was, you were downstairs.
I didn't see you pop them, right?
No.
Oh, wait a minute. This was when we were teenagers.
Yeah, teenagers.
Oh, we were teenagers and we were babysitting.
We were babysitting. I think we were maybe 20, 19, 20, 21 in that area. But anyway, we were watching them.
We were in high school. We weren't in college.
No, we were in college.
We were in college?
Yeah, we were in college.
Oh.
But long story short, they did something. They were jumping off the couch. And I told them, stop jumping off the couch. And they continued to jump off the couch. And my first instinct was to pop them on the butt, right? The reason that was my first instinct is because that's how I was raised. If I did some crazy stuff, my grandmother in a minute would immediately.
Your grandmother threw an ashtray at your head.
She did.
So I don't really think that's what we're talking about.
Immediately. But my aunts, they would grab me up and yoke me up as well. It just what it was. It wasn't abuse back then. My grandmother said, don't do it. I did it and she threw the ashtray.
It was a porcelain ashtray.
It was a hand. It was a...
It was shaped like a hand.
Shaped like a hand.
Don't bring Mama Casey up in this analogy.
But I deserved it. Like I used to do a lot.
You didn't deserve an ashtray. Like imagine if it would have hit you. Imagine if your dodging skills weren't that good.
But you know why she did it?
Do you know what would have happened if it would have hit your head? Your head would have exploded.
I deserved it. Do you know what, I did? You know
Look at you justifying the grand.
So I lived, my grandmother lived in
that's
Starrett
love.
City, right? Which is an apartment complex, right?
Like,
so
come on, man.
what I used to do back then is I used to, light up the stove with the fire and I used to spray Raid, right? So when you spray Raid, it's like, and and I thought it was the best thing ever. Like, go, and I would just do it all the time. And she caught me. And it was what it was. But that's
the smoke was a dead giveaway.
Yeah, right. I didn't think about it. I was a kid. It was young. I mean, but if our place would have caught on fire, the whole building.
Then what happened? Okay, so she caught you and then go.
And I ran.
Uh-huh.
And then grandma was old, so she couldn't run with me. So she just chucked it.
And you ducked?
I ducked.
And what did it hit? I know it broke something.
I don't remember what it hit, but I just remember I went in my aunt's room because her and my aunt, and I just hid under the bed until she calmed down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But anyway, I don't even know how we got there. But I was just saying, I used to get hit. So that's what I was thinking, that if you don't listen, you get hit. And the reason I say that is if a child does not respect the man that you're bringing in the house, or a child does not respect the woman in being in your house, you saying respect them does not work. They have to develop that respect or develop that fear or develop that understanding. So sometimes, like you said, maybe popping and hitting is not the correct way, maybe having a conversation, but you still have to have some type of fear for that individual. I feel for that child to respect them and understand that they are authority.
Yes.
So I do say that. I just wanted to talk to, because I know a lot of you guys are dating and you have kids or you're dating somebody with kids, and that's kind of a hard line to handle.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to have that discussion, and I would love to hear from you guys to see how you handle those situations, because I think those are the
There's a lot of blended families out there, more than you would think. Like, there's a lot of, so I'm sure a lot of people deal with that. So it's a good topic.
So I want to break that down. Now moving on from the topic, usually we do a pillow talk topic. But I didn't want to do a pillow talk topic today.
Why?
I wanted to do a subscription topic today.
What do you mean? What are y'all laughing at? Y'all are always in on the joke and leave me out for these podcasts. And I don't really understand why.
If you have kids.
They all like,
If you have kids or you have a husband, fellas, if you have a wife, this is what I want you to do. I want you to go to their phone, regular phone, and just type in subscriptions. Subscriptions.
Okay.
Right?
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
When you type in subscriptions, everything that they're subscribed to comes up. So let me tell you what happened to me. Every month I would get these charges from a motherfucker named Apple Bill, right? Not even every month, every day. I would get an Apple bill. And I didn't know what Apple bill was. I thought maybe Gear was allowing the kids to buy games. I had no clue. But, Gear handles the allowance. Gear handles the finance when it comes to the kids. So I didn't even pay it no mind. And the way that our bills are set up, if I don't pay the bills, Gear don't pay the bills, Mercedes pay the bills, and we don't overlook each other. It's just pay. When I pay the bills, I kind of go through every last thing. And I just happened to be up and I got a bill, bing, for $37.99. So what did I do? I blamed somebody, like I always do. And it was Logan I blamed. I called Logan. Logan. It wasn't nice, but I was like, what the fuck are you buying for $37.99, my nigga? Exactly what I said. He says, Dad, it wasn't me. I don't even have the credit card on my phone. I swear it wasn't me. I'm like, who else was it? It's 11 o'clock at night. Everybody's sleeping. It's you. No, Dad, it's not me. I said, all right.
Well, but after he said, no, it wasn't me, you should have believed him. He's not going to lie to you. He's never going to lie to you.
It didn't make sense. He's the only one up at 11 o'clock.
He's not, but you would deduce, oh, well, he's not going to lie to me. So let me figure out what this is.
All right.
Sometimes you lay it on too thick.
You're right.
And you overreact.
You're right. So he goes, Dad, do me a favor. Just go on your phone, type subscriptions. So I typed subscriptions in my phone. I had 4 apps that I subscribed to. So I'm like, well, this is weird. So I canceled all 3 of them. I go to Gear's phone. I type subscriptions. Gear had about 15 apps he was subscribed to.
I don't believe that this is true.
So I canceled.
He's never not going to exaggerate.
I canceled all of them, right? I go to London's phone. She had 6 apps she subscribed to. Delete them. I go to Jackson's phone. Jackson had 1 app he subscribed to, which was a math app. Okay. I go to Madison's phone. Madison had about 18 apps that she subscribed to. Delete.
Mind you, Madison's 22.
Correct.
And he went to her phone and just deleted all of her apps.
Right.
Apps that she might have needed, wanted, used, didn't matter.
I go to Brooklyn's phone.
Hold on. I need like some dramatic music right here. Okay.
Brooklyn has 33 apps. 33 apps. Now, this is the fucked up thing about it. You know how you go $9.99, $22.99, $34.99? That was hers. $34.99 a week, $9.99 a week, $8.99 a week, $7.99 a week. I almost passed out. Every week they were taking this money out the account for years. Brooklyn alone on her phone was $489 a month.
Yep.
$489 a month. And I know you're saying like, well, how could you not recognize? I'm going to tell you how. Because they don't charge you every month. They charge you and they take out $9 here. Now, me, when I see Apple, I'm thinking Gia's buying a song for her playlist. Who knows? I'm thinking Gia or Irma is getting a movie because they watch movies a lot. That's what I'm thinking. Now, I know what you're thinking, like, that's still a lot of money. All the apps in everybody's phone in this house is linked to Gia's card. So if Logan needs gas, it goes through Gia's card. If Madison needs something, it goes through Gia's card. If the babies, if Irma, if anybody needs something, it goes through Gia's card. So if I see a high balance, I'm thinking it's somebody's getting food, somebody's getting this, somebody's getting that. That's what I'm thinking. No. $489 was coming from Brooklyn. These are some of the things
Brooklyn
that she
had a car note.
No, she did. Fart noises, $26.99 a week.
No, I need to know, is that real? You said that before. You said that this weekend.
Yes.
Is that real?
Yes.
Actual, that's not an exaggeration. That's not a funny example.
That is not an exaggeration.
That's true and actual.
If she was here right now, I would get her phone and I would show you.
Fart noises.
She had prank sounds, $15.99. Rubik's Cube, $12.99 a week. These are not months, a week. So what, and this is so fucked up, and I'm going to have my assistant call you guys, because this is fucked up. So what they do is they say free trial.
Wait, so now, okay.
Free trial.
I just see free.
Exactly, and that's what they see. You, and this is the problem. So it's really your fucking fault. You go, if it's free, you can download it.
That's the reason why. So
the kids download it.
So Brooklyn really isn't guilty because they never get anything without asking me. And I don't know if she said, hey, mom, can I get fart noises? But she might have been like, hey, mom, can I get an app? It's approved for kids. And I'm like, yeah, sure. But wait, is it free? Yes, it's free. Okay. But they're not actually free, you're saying.
Fuck no. So I want you to do this right now. I want you to pick your phone and look at subscriptions, right? It got to the point where it's like if you Facetune, if they want to make themselves look like a caricature, that was $29.99.
So wait. Brookie had Facetune? So
she had all types of stuff on her phone.
So she could look like a caricature?
She had an app where she could make beats. Makes no sense.
That should make you feel proud.
No, it doesn't. That one is $19.99 a week.
A week?
A week.
That's crazy.
I
thought these things were like a month. Even the ones that do let you know that they're charging.
We all did.
It'll say a month.
No. I wish I could find her phone and show you. It was so disrespectful. I could not believe it.
That's crazy.
So I'm telling you, if you have kids or you have a wife that spends a lot of money or a husband, go to those apps, hit subscription. All you got to do is go to your phone, just type subscription in the homepage. It'll pop right up and all your subscriptions will pop up and you can just cancel.
If you were naive like us and listening to this podcast saved you some money, drop a comment and let us know because I wish I would have seen this in a podcast.
Absolutely. Now, we're just talking about family
But I feel like we should give Logan a percentage of what we saved. Because, yeah, why are you looking at me like that? I'm serious. We should shoot him a little bit of money. He's in college. He's hungry. He needs it. You know, he just saved us a lot of money.
Okay.
He was our podcast that informed us.
This is another thing. You have to start letting Logan be a man. We can have this conversation. I wasn't going to go here, but now let's have this conversation. You have to let Logan be a man. Logan, our son, is in school and he's doing amazing. Congratulations, Logan made the football team this year. He's playing for University of Miami. He necessarily did not want to play football. I'll tell you the story quickly. He was walking on campus and I was kind of upset he quit playing football. He did not want to play for University of Miami without a scholarship. His whole thing was, I wanted a scholarship. He got a bunch of offers in a different...
Well, he got a scholarship to U Miami, but it was academic.
Correct. And he got a bunch of other scholarships for different schools to play football, but he didn't want to go to a cold school, meaning anywhere where the weather's cold. So he went to University of Miami. Freshman year, he didn't play football. Sophomore year, he was walking on campus. A gentleman walked up to him and says, hey, do you play football? Logan said no, continued to walk. He doubled back and was like, let me find out what this guy wants. The guy was a coach and said, hey, do you play football? Logan said, yeah. The coach was like, well, why didn't you tell him? Why did you lie? He was like, because I didn't know who you were. He was like, well, the tryouts are this week. We want you to try out. I think out of like 500 kids, I think maybe 1 or 2 kids made the team and Logan was one of them. So Logan is on the team. His jersey's number 36. He's not allowed to play yet because he doesn't know all the plays, but we're super duper proud of him. The reason I like football, I don't like the injuries. I don't like things that could happen, but I do like discipline. I like the fact that every morning he's there from 6 a.m. to 12. I do like the fact that they make sure they tutor those kids and those kids have the education that they need, help them with their classes, with their school. And Logan loves the fact that he gets to eat at the football cafeteria. He gets free food. That's what Logan loves.
He calls it the facility. I called it the football cafeteria the other day and he instantly corrected me. He's like, it's the facility.
It's the facility. So Logan likes that. Okay. He gets DoorDash from the football squad, football facility where he's able to eat. That's what Logan loves about it. So the other day, Logan calls me, and Logan gets a monthly allowance. He calls me and says, hey, Dad, can you shoot me $35 for a car wash, right? His mother was about to be like, sure. I said, no. He looks at me like, why are you acting like that? I said, because this is the problem. If I give you a budget, you have to make that budget work. There is no extra. There is no this. There is no that. You already don't have to pay for food. You get it from the facility. You already don't have to pay for food on the weekends because of DoorDash, because the facility makes sure they take care of you. So you have to make sure you are making sure that money stretches. If that means you're not going to a club in Miami, if that means you're not doing what kids do, it is what it is. So I told him, no. He was like, well, how can you tell him no? It's $35 for a car wash. And then I went to sounding like an old pimp.
Exactly.
When I was your age, I washed my own car. But it's the truth. I had to live by a budget. And if I wanted my car clean, I would have to go to one of those outdoor washers and I would have to wash the shit myself. It was what it was. If I wanted a haircut, if I had to wash clothes, if I had to do any of that, I had to put it in the budget to do it. And if that meant I couldn't go to the club, I couldn't go out, I couldn't do the things that I wanted to do, I just couldn't do it. I had to figure it out. And Logan will not figure it out because he has mommy. A week ago, Logan goes to a concert, an EDM concert. The boy don't even listen to EDM. He went to an EDM concert.
He had a good time.
He goes to the concert. He gets cold. Ma, can I borrow $75 and get a hoodie?
He didn't say borrow.
You're right. Ma, can I have $75 to get a hoodie?
And he didn't sound like that. He asked in a lot more of a polite fashion.
Me? Fuck no. Why? You know you're going to an EDM concert. You know it's Miami. You know it gets chilly at night. Bring your own jacket. Mom, sure. Get your Logan shoe. Yeah. I don't want my Logan shoe to be cold. So here's $75. Take $75 to get a hoodie at the EDM concert. I sent a charge. EDM. So I'm like, what did he get at the EDM concert for $75? Oh, he was cold. He got a hoodie. What?
He was cold. So you prefer him to be wet and cold than dry and warm?
And you know what?
When you have the ability to help him?
He'll learn. He will learn. His ass will learn. I'm from the school of you carry a bunch of layers and you start taking those layers off so you're always cold or you're always warm. That's where I'm from. You want to go there because you got muscles and you want to have your muscle shirt out? All right. But when it gets a little cold, when your nipples are hard because you're freezing, that's your fault, not mine.
Listen.
You have to start preparing him because if not, he's always going to rely on you. He's always going to lean on you, and that's going to be a problem. You have to let him fly. You always talk about let the bird fly, and if it flies and makes it back, you got to let the bird fly.
Okay. So for the record, Logan does have his own money. Logan has a real estate business where he sells wholesale real estate, and he makes a great amount of money doing that.
Correct.
He's very, very successful. But he's very disciplined in the sense where he doesn't spend a dime of
his money.
Of his money.
Not dad's.
He saves all of that money.
His money.
For
not dad's.
For recycled investments. Okay? So we do provide him an allowance where he's able to spend. I personally, and this is real talk, I think that he needs a little bit more money.
You bugging.
Okay, I do.
All he got to pay for is gas.
That's not true. He lives in Miami. It may be the second or third most expensive city in this country.
Now she sounds like Logan because I heard her and Logan talking on the phone.
It's the truth.
Miami's the second expensive city in the country.
Second, third. I'm thinking.
He thinks he's Will Smith and
I'm thinking New
Bad
York,
Boys.
Miami, and LA. Very expensive, very high cost of living. And he's in college. I want him to have fun. I don't want him to sit out too many things. And listen, I agree with you. I do think that there is much to be said about budgeting. I think that there's much to be said about sacrificing and doing without. But I think that he keeps hitting these walls because I think he does need a little bit more money. I think he needs a little bit more money.
This is the problem, right?
I think he needs a little itty bitty increase. And we both washed our own cars in college.
Correct.
So it's not that I don't understand what you're saying. I think that he's at a little bit of a deficit. I think that he needs a little bit more money. That's what I actually think.
Are you crazy?
I think he needs a little bit more money, Rashawn.
The budget we gave him was for food.
You said, what else? He's in Miami. Everything is expensive. Going out is expensive. We went out in college. Times are different, Rashawn. When we were in college, there was no such thing as buying a bottle in the club. You paid to get in. And that was it. What?
I'm going to let you finish.
What?
I'm just going to wild out, okay?
You paid to get in and you bought drinks at the bar. And that was it. Like, he'll go with a group of kids. It could be 7 or 8 of them. And then to have their space, to have a section, they have to buy a bottle. I personally would prefer him in a section where he's grouped off and not in GP. Because for me, that's safer. Something breaks out or whatever, they're sectioned off. I feel more comfortable with that. And I think that it's cool if he is able to go to a club every now and then. It's not apples to apples. It's like apples to watermelons right now. When we were in college, we didn't have to factor in the cost of going out to that degree.
You know,
it wasn't costing us $100, $150 to chip in for a quote unquote bottle. We paid $20 to get in, and that was it.
You know why?
So it's different. So don't compare it to yourself.
No, I'm not. I'm not paying for him to party. I'm paying for him to go to school. When we went to
so now
we went to the American Legion.
Now it's too much.
We went to the American Legion.
This is the point, old man. Yes, we went to the American Legion. We went to parties on campus. He goes to UMiami. He's going to be 21 in December. Yes. So I think as his parents, we can throw him a little bit of extra money that he can go out.
No.
Okay.
No.
So you want him to starve to be able to go out?
No.
No. I'm not saying that he would buy a bottle. I would say I don't have a problem with him chipping in for a bottle.
$25.
He's going to get a bottle of freaking lactate milk. Like, that's it. That's what you're going to get if you chip in $25. Like,
should be drinking anyway. Mess up his body.
Listen, I'm not saying that I think that he should be going out every week and living the life of a high roller. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I don't think that it's outrageous that an almost 21-year-old kid wants to go out with his friends in the town that he lives or the city that he lives of Miami occasionally. I think that is what it takes. It takes maybe $100 to $150 to go out. So I'm not mad at him doing that once in a while. I'm not mad at paying for that or incorporating entertainment into his budget. Now we're going to talk favorites.
No.
Now we're going to talk favorites.
No.
Hold on. Okay. So now you want to have the conversation? We're really going to have the conversation, right?
Yep.
Now we're going to really have the conversation.
Let's have it.
Do you have a favorite?
Yes.
At least he's honest. Who's your favorite?
Logan.
That's a dirty lie. That's a dirty lie. Because when Madison was in college, let's look at the difference, okay? Let's look at the hypocrisy.
I'm listening.
When we figured out Madison, we paid her tuition, we paid for her apartment. And don't even say, oh, well, Madison didn't have a car. Because when Madison, I knew that you were going to say that. When Madison went to college, we sold her car. Because with her living in New York, there was no sense for her to get a car. And what we were paying for her car, we turned around and put it right into Uber.
Correct.
Right or wrong?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Madison Ubered everywhere. She never took the train when she was in New York, right or wrong? Okay,
right.
So don't try to say, oh, well, we didn't have to pay for a car, so we were able to put more money into her budget, right?
It's not true. The Uber was our decision for her safety. That was the reason.
What's the point? We still have to pay for it, right?
All right. Okay.
Right? God didn't drop a bag down from heaven and say, there you go, Madison, hop in that Uber. We paid for it, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
When we broke down Madison's budget, there was money for her hair. There was money for her skincare. There was money for her food. There was money for her entertainment, meaning if she wanted to go out on the weekend or if she wanted to go and have what you would call some nice food.
Correct.
And go and have a dinner. And where was Madison going? Madison was going to Mr. Chow's. Madison was going to Philippe Chow's. Madison was going to Tao. Right or wrong?
I think so.
Okay. So Madison's apartment was more expensive than Logan's apartment. Right or wrong?
That's facts.
Logan has roommates. Madison had her own apartment. Logan wanted roommates, so that's fine. But you cannot, I'm intercepting early. You cannot try to make it seem like it's on the same plane. But now Logan needs money in his entertainment sector. And nah. When I was in high school, when I was in college, I didn't pay that much to go out. I washed my own car. It's not fair.
Yeah, I'll break it down. First and foremost, boys and girls are totally different.
Wow. Now he's sexist.
Boys have penises and women have vagina. I'm explaining it because
I'm listening because this is going to be good.
And if there's parents out there, you'll understand. Madison, because she's a girl.
Get your popcorn.
And she was staying in the city by herself. Madison needed a building with security. Hands down, absolutely. She's a girl. And any girl, I would say, if you have a daughter, you make sure her place is more secure than the boy's place. It's just common sense. Logan can fight off somebody trying to rape him. Madison can't. It's the truth. So you make sure Madison's building is a little more secure. So she's going to have a doorman, 24 hours security. It's the truth. So Madison's apartment is going to be a little more expensive. If you have a girl and you have a boy out there, it is what it is. Logan has 3 roommates. It's not my fault Madison didn't have any friends and didn't have any roommates. I would have loved for her to have roommates.
Oh, it was because she didn't have any friends?
She didn't.
Okay.
She didn't. Logan, on the other end, has roommates, has friends. So that's why Madison's apartment was more expensive than Logan's. Now, let's talk about safety again. Yes, I didn't want my daughter riding the New York City subway trains. You hear about people getting stabbed, people getting pushed onto the train tracks, whatever it may be. So I wanted Madison to ride Ubers to class because I felt safe and it made me feel comfortable. That's why she did. She didn't have a car. So the money that I would have put towards her car went towards Uber and other things like whatever it may be. Madison didn't go out that much. She didn't go to the club. She did have a boyfriend and they went out to restaurants. Fine. Now, I told your son, I have no problem giving him more money, but I'm going to take his nice car back.
Foul.
And
so there was nothing that I heard in your rebuttal that would explain why she received significantly more than Logan.
She got a safety budget. It's like anything else. It's like...
No, she had an entertainment amount in her budget, which allowed her to go out. Now,
Logan had a car
not
budget.
for nothing.
Logan has a car budget.
No, her car budget was replaced by her Uber budget.
But she doesn't get that.
What do you mean?
That's not really hers.
That's not the point.
She's going to do that anyway.
The point was, it was the same as though we paid a car note because it was money that was designated for her transportation, whether it be a car or someone else's car. That money provided her the ability to get around.
Let's be honest. Girls cost more than guys. Let's just be honest. Girls cost more to maintain more than guys.
I mean, guys aren't getting their nails done
or their hair done
They
like
get
that.
their haircuts. Logan gets his haircut. It's not as expensive.
$35 compared to...
It's not as expensive as when a woman gets her hair done. Yes, but that's not really what we're talking about.
And wait,
hold on, no.
I'm gonna close it out. I'm gonna close it out and make you feel crazy.
No, you're not gonna close
Let
it
me
out.
finish.
No, I was talking.
You stopped me, but
no, you stopped.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm gonna close this out easily.
Okay. The point is that when she was going out to eat in that entertainment budget, it was a good amount of money because eating in New York City is very, very expensive. And she didn't just go out to eat once a week. She went out to eat more than that. And she would go to clubs and, things like that and whatnot. You didn't gripe about it. My point is, I think that because he's a boy, you just look at him differently.
No, it's not true.
You know what I mean? It's like your girl is the same way that you accuse me of, what are you doing?
I'll show you in a second. Go ahead.
The same way you accuse me of, oh, my little Logie chewing. You do the same thing with Madison. Madison is your bestie. Y'all do a lot together. And I just don't think that you I think that you differentiate the two to a degree that isn't fair.
Nope. This is how I'm gonna close it out. When you went away with your girls on a trip for a month, right?
Mm-hmm.
You went away, right?
I did.
Who stayed home and helped me watch the kids?
Madison.
Okay. On the weekends, if we need somebody to watch the kids or to babysit or we need help, who's there?
Madison.
Has Logan ever watched any of the kids?
Occasionally, but nothing.
That is a lie.
No, occasionally he has, but not as much as Madison.
No, Logan has not. You could probably count on.
It's not even comparable, the amount, but he has.
So Madison will watch the kids. She'll watch the kids when we need. She'll take the kids out for their birthday. She does all the things that help this family run, correct?
Yes,
Has
she does.
Madison ever asked for $1, a dime, a quarter, a nickel for any of it?
No.
Mic drop. That's the reason why.
That was a comb, but that was a comb. That was a comb. So I'm glad that he's gone. So now I can have a personal conversation with you guys. It doesn't.
Mic drop. So if Madison does more around the house to help and to save, where that instead of paying for a babysitter, Madison is the babysitter. Instead of helping to clean, Madison helps me clean. Instead of doing all the things that a boy in the house should do, Madison does. Madison's here. She watches the kid. Every birthday, if the kids have something to do, Madison will take each individual kid to a play, to this, to that, to this, to that. If the kids have dance, if the kids have a game, if the kids this, that, and the other, Madison will be there to do it, and she's always been there to do it. She has been that person that instead of having to pay outside help, Madison was the one. Logan not so much. When it comes to cleaning the house, if we're having a celebration, Christmas, Thanksgiving, whatever it may be around this house, Madison will be on her knees cleaning with us. Logan will be in his room playing video games. That is the difference. So when it comes to giving Madison a little extra...
So he's giving you reasons why he gives her
so when it's Madison to give a little extra is because if right now, or maybe not because she's not talking to me.
You're justifying giving her preferential
But right
treatment.
now, if I needed Madison to say, hey, Maddie, something's happening tomorrow. I need you to clean this whole place. Me and Mom have to go out. By the time we come back, the music will be playing. Madison will have all them kids in check. She'll wash all them babies and take care of everything and then be like, don't worry about it. I don't want no money. Madison's first check that she got in real estate, her first check from selling something, Madison gave me that check. Dad, this is yours. I don't want it. You do so much for me. Here, this is yours. Made me cry. Logan's first check? Exactly. So when it comes to something like that, yes.
You're justifying giving her preferential treatment.
I am.
And they are different human beings. They're different human beings.
If the snow is outside to my neck,
Logan
gonna look out the window and be like, damn, I hope Dad don't get a heart attack. All right, I'll see you later. That's Logan. Madison be like, oh my gosh, Dad's outside. Let me put my shoes on and go help my father that I love so much. Psh, that's the difference.
Okay, now you're moving the goalpost. Before, it was an apples to apples type thing. Now you're giving me reasons why she gets preferential treatment.
I'm just telling you the truth. You said
it can't.
This
no,
real.
I am being real. And realistically, your justification is falling short.
I don't think so.
Madison does do all the things that you said that she does. And everything that Madison gets, she deserves.
She does.
I wish that we could give her more.
Absolutely.
I mean, all of our kids, they deserve. And that's one thing about our kids. Whatever they get, they deserve it because they are fantastic children. They really are, and they make us better, including Feifei. Don't get knocked out. I'm gonna fight you. Don't talk about my baby. Okay. So the point is,
she should be home around.
The point is that I think that what they receive as far as their college budgets should be comparable. One shouldn't get so much more than the other. Okay? And you go, oh, look, he doesn't have to pay for... He does have to pay for food sometimes.
That's the people. I love these people because they will answer in the comments.
Let us know.
Please, answer in the comments.
Are you rooting for Logan or you want Logan to starve?
Put in YouTube what you think. Let us know. Are you on Team Envy or Team Gear?
Does Logan get to go out every now and then and have a good time? Or should he be shackled to his apartment?
He should be doing his school.
Or should he be shackled to the facility?
He gets enough to go out.
He works hard. Practice is from 6 a.m. to 12 p.m. every single weekday. He's working hard. He's working out. He's out there getting hit, all this stuff. He doesn't deserve to get a little bit of release on the weekend.
He acts like we don't give him no money. We give him money a month. Like, stop it. We give him
but you're talking.
Yeah, acts like we give him $2 and he has to live off that $2.
You know what it is? The gripe, what he keeps complaining is, it's not my job to pay for him to party. Like, he's going to be 21 years old. Can he not get a little love from his parents? Like,
he does get a lot of love.
Hold on, excuse me.
Mercedes sends the money. She gets a lot of love.
Hold on. You work hard. You get good grades. You got a partial scholarship to school. You know what? You deserve it. Maybe you didn't help me shovel that one time when it snowed, but I love you, kid. Here, you deserve it. Here's a little extra money. Pat him on the ass and send him to the club. You gotta fix up.
Let us know what you think.
Love you, Logie.
Let us know what you think. Please hit us up in the comments. We would love to hear from you. Let's get to the email of the week. And this portion of the Casey Crew podcast is brought to you by Azuna Products. All right. Today's product we're highlighting is this Azuna Air Freshener Odor Eliminator. It's the perfect thing to put in your car if your car's starting to smell a little funky. Maybe you got some kids that are into sports. You know that smell that you get or right after you get that nasty rainstorm and the kids are putting their feet all over. Well, try Azuna Air Freshener. Trust me, it will make your car smell clean and new again, all right? You can go to Amazon or you can go to Azuna Fresh on Instagram, all right? Tell them DJ Envy sent you.
If you don't know what to do or think, put it in a letter, just send it. We'll read it. Email of the week. The email of the week.
All right. Well, let's get to the email of the week. All right. Email of the week. The person's name is Jalen. He says, I'm going to be very honest with you. I have no luck with dating. The women that I'm attracted to do not find me attractive, nor do they give me the time to get to know me. Dating apps are much worse. I have no luck on there either. I've been struggling trying to have a healthy dating life, but it really has not gotten me anywhere. I've been stood up, rejected, and ghosted by too many women that I expect it happen with any women. I expect that it's going to happen with any women. Like the day of my birthday, I was stood up. I was told I was ugly and a person with no riz, LOL. I am aware I am not attractive or handsome. I was told I can't hold a conversation. That's why I bribe or compensate women to spend time with me so I can have companionship. So I will feel that I have a dating life, even though it's an illusion. It's rough for a dude like me, especially as I get older, when younger men are attracting women of any age, gender, or social status. I find it hard to find genuine connections or relationships with women. What could I do?
What was the last thing that he said? Just go like 2 sentences up.
He said, that's why I bribe or compensate women to spend time. Yeah. He said, it's rough for a dude like me, especially as I get older.
Okay, that's the part.
When younger men are attracting women of any age, gender, or social status.
You have a picture?
Yeah.
Is this him? This is actually him?
Mm-hmm.
He is not bad looking. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh, that breaks my heart that he thinks that about himself.
Mm-hmm. So what do you say to him?
Okay. The fact that someone called you ugly is beyond me. Like, that word doesn't resonate with me. It's not even allowed in my household. You know, even if Rashawn and I are having a personal conversation, exclusive of kids, we don't use that word. Our physical appearance is something that we can't control. And as people, we are just so much more than our outward appearance. I'm going to stop myself to say again, you are far from that word, like far. So it's kind of breaking my heart to hear that you actually feel that way about yourself and that you've been convinced of that about yourself. But I'll tell you something. I have known and know many, I don't know if I would say many, but enough beautiful people that are single, that are in their latter 30s, 40s, and 50s, that are single. People that could stop traffic. People that if you pass by them in the mall, you'd be like, ooh, how pretty. That are single. And the reason for that is that we are so much more than our appearance. Just because you look good, you might be able to get the guy, you might be able to get the girl, but it doesn't mean that you can keep them, because nobody wants to be around someone who isn't pleasant to be around. Now, if your issue or other people's issues is that for some reason you aren't pleasant to be around, that's another topic of conversation. You said that some people say that, how did he put it? That it's hard to have a conversation with him, or he doesn't hold a good conversation or intellectual conversation, however you put it. That may be true. If that's the case, then I think that you need to look inward to see what it is that you may be lacking. And as human beings, we're all lacking. None of us are perfect. I'm sure each one of us, if you ask us, what is there that if we could, that we would improve about ourselves, we would all have something to contribute to the conversation. It's about finding what it is about you that may be lacking, that possibly doesn't resonate with other people. For instance, you may be abrasive. Maybe you are quiet, and maybe you don't contribute to the conversation as much as a person that's having a conversation with you might want you to. Maybe they feel like they have to do all of the talking. Or sometimes when people are talking, they feel as though they're being ignored. People like to be paid attention to. So maybe you don't give that implication, or maybe you don't care to add to some of these interactions that you're having. Maybe you don't care to add to the conversation. Maybe the things that maybe interest many people don't interest you, and you don't feel like adding to the conversation. These are just examples. I don't know you. I have no idea. But my point is that you need to figure out what it is that may be lacking, that may be off-putting to the opposite sex, because I truly do not believe that it's your appearance.
I think you need to man up.
Wow.
I feel like you have no confidence in yourself, and people could read that and see that a long way. And that's probably the reason why people, when they talk to you, they don't want to talk to you again, because they can feel that you don't have confidence in yourself. Besides looks, people say confidence is attractive, right? With women, with men, I'm sure. I'm not gay, but you don't look ugly. You look fine. You look, I don't want to say good, but you look good, right? So what I would tell you is this: you are a nerd. Looking through your page, I see you love nerdy things, and there's nothing wrong with that. You love movies. You like going to movies. You like talking about movies, and I am sure there's 1,000,001 women out there that love the fact that they love movies just like that. I think once you show the confidence that you have in yourself, you'll start attracting more women that you can possibly turn down. But I think the main thing is start showing that confidence. Start being who you are. Be the things that you are. You have to put it to you like this. When I was DJing back in the day, when I first started DJing, it wasn't the coolest thing. It wasn't like nobody wanted to be the DJ. People wanted to be basketball players. People wanted to be rappers. People wanted to be singers. Nobody wanted to be the DJ. I just loved it, and I fell in love with DJing, and I made it my thing. I was confident in me DJing. I didn't care if my mother liked it. I didn't care if my friends liked it. I didn't care if the person next door liked it. I wanted to be a DJ, and I wanted to be it for myself, which showed confidence. And that's what you have to be. Whatever you enjoy, whatever you like, don't be ashamed of it. You be front and center, and you be that person. Once you start showing that confidence to the world, and whatever it is, whether you like your movies or the things that you enjoy and that you like, you'll start attracting people that are usually not into it, because they'll be like, damn, this dude is so fly with his stuff. I want to see why he's so confident in this. I want to learn more about that. And you'll start gaining people like that. So I wouldn't worry about people ghosting you or the relationships in the past. I will look forward to the future, and I'll work on being a better version of myself. That means you might have to go to the gym a little bit. You look a little skinny. I'm a little skinny. We might need to they made fun of my arms a couple of podcasts ago. Me and you go to the gym together and start working out.
Who made fun of your arms?
Some people said that, and the thing, they said my arms look skinny. Actually, this girl that really was very physically challenged said that, put a picture of me and said, men, put a picture of me and says, men, this is the reason why you should be going to the gym. But that's neither here nor there. But
you said a person that's very physically challenged?
Yeah. She's ugly. But I said physically challenged. You kept asking, so I
asked once.
Well, I didn't think you knew what it was. But as I was saying, I think that you need to just work on your confidence, bro. I mean, you have everything there. I was listening to you, do your reviews. You're smart. You're bright. I don't think it's you at all. I just think you just work on that confidence, and hopefully next year you'll be talking about envy. I got muscles and I got this, and I found women that are into the things that I'm into, and I wish you the best of luck.
Yeah. I agree with everything that Rashawn just said. There's so much to be said about energy. And if you let your past experiences and what you believe to be true about yourself get you down in the dumps, I love that, we articulate it now as energy, because I know that we all felt it, but we didn't really have a word to place on it. But now it's widely regarded as energy. When you give off an energy that you're not deserving, that you're not confident, when it affects the way that you walk, it affects the way that you talk. It affects the way that you interact with other people, and they receive it, and they meet you where you are at. They're going to meet you confirming what it is that you already believe about yourself. So if you work on your confidence, and, it's a lot easier said than done. We can't just say, hey, work on your confidence, because the next question would be like, how? Like, how do I work on my confidence. You have to identify the positive things about you that you actually love about you. And you have to lean into those things. Therapy never hurts. I think that it can always help. And I think that with the guidance of someone who's trained in that space, you can possibly get there. But first, you really need to listen. We need to be our biggest fans. You know, like you have to be a fan of yourself. You really have to love yourself. And if there are things about you that you don't love, then you have to work on those things. But once you get to the point where you love yourself, people will feel it.
All right. Well, if you have a question, you can email us, thekcrew@gmail.com. That's THEEKCrew@gmail.com. Reminding you guys, make sure you tune into our page, Halloween. We have something special for you guys. Can't wait for you guys to see it. The kids and Gia put so much work into it. And I just can't wait for you to give your opinion on it. And we'll see you guys next week. I'm DJ Envy.
And I am Gia Casey.
And that was another edition of the KC Crew.
Toodles.